The counterpart colony has been delivered. We need to commence preparation for the final experiment. After that, we can dispose of the specimens and close the project. You should begin transplanting our ereptors into the modular formicarium, and be careful with the queen.
Yes, I know how to use a trowel.
Ugh.
Close the project? Bah! Did you hear that? Final experiment, my foot! I'm in charge of the colony, and I will decide when we've finished testing. There. All set in your new home. Grow quickly, my little ants. We have lots of work to do.
This young queen has successfully raised her first daughters beneath the leaf litter of the rainforest floor. The nutritious fungus she fed them as larvae is now dwindling. If they don't find food quickly, they will all starve. The juicy grubs nearby are a staple meal for many underground opportunists, but for now at least, they will go ignored. This budding Atacephalotis leafcutter colony has only one viable source of food, and it must be collected above ground. Over time, waste builds up in the fungus gardens, and if left unchecked, it can attract necrotrophic parasites. To deal with this problem, Atacephalotis dig out subterranean waste heaps, preferably as far as possible from the healthy nursery chambers. The small scouting party of minor workers could lead any number of deadly jungle creatures back to their undefended queen. They will need time and luck on their side. A young velvet worm, Oroperipatis ecuadoriensis, has been uncovered by the ants. These ancient mysterious predators are masters of ambush. They creep toward their unwitting victims silently on soft, hollow legs. Once in range, they squirt oscillating streams of slime, forming a wide net that entraps their prey. The harvested leaf chunks are not eaten directly. Instead, they are used by the very smallest minim workers to cultivate a nutritious fungus. The workers have located a patch of young seedlings, just what they were looking for. The leaves are soft enough to be sliced up with ease and carried back to the nest. The ants' activities outside the nest have not gone unnoticed. They are being watched. Waste is building up in the fungus gardens. The leaf cutters need to dig out a refuse dump. The most accessible leaves are located to the north of the nest entrance. However, another atta colony has already laid claim to them. The close proximity of these nests places the two colonies in direct competition with one another. Time will tell which has the potential to grow into a great empire, and which will submit to the unforgiving law of the Undergrowth. A brightly patterned jumping spider, Secasviridae purpureus, has subdued one of the workers. This expert solo hunter combines extreme agility with incredible forward vision, allowing it to pounce on unsuspecting prey with pinpoint accuracy. These rove beetle larvae are distant relatives of the European devil's coach horse. Despite a few million years of separation, they share the same carnivorous appetite, razor-sharp pincers, and most importantly, a fearsome final form. As the sun sets below the horizon and the thick rainforest canopy shrouds all but the slightest glimmer of moonlight, the predators of the night begin to emerge. The ants have been spotted by a small velvet worm outside the nest. These leaves are contested. The leaf cutters will generally not attack unless provoked, but tonight there is too much at stake. Only a strong show of force will deter the opposing colony. Daybreak has arrived, and the creatures of the night scurry back to the dark crevices of the undergrowth. For the ants, however, The objectives of the day remain unchanged. Locate vegetation, defend supply lines, and process leaves. There is no time for rest. The opposing leaf cutters have retreated from one of their harvesting sites. They may have been easily startled this time, but they'll soon be back, and in greater numbers. An ant has fallen prey to a wandering harvestman. Its long, slender legs keep its vulnerable body elevated high above the leaf litter, and when threatened, it can release strong-smelling odors to deter other predators. A stern response will be needed to drive this striding nuisance away. The ants will fight to the death. Leafcutters aren't the only ants nearby. Whilst the two atta colonies joust for territory, Odontomachus bowery trapjaws roam the clearing. They can be found hunting alone or in small packs for vulnerable invertebrates to take back to their nest. They use snapping jaws to bludgeon their targets, exerting 300 times their body weight in a single blow. The opposing atta colony has retreated from one of its sites to the northwest, leaving unguarded foliage ripe for the picking. One of the ants has fallen prey to a young, leaf-mimic praying mantis. Once in range, its long, razor-clad forelegs can ensnare and impale victims with lightning speed. The leafcutters have clashed due north of the nest. The opposing colony to the north has pulled back some of its harvesters. They need time to regroup. Night falls, and under the cloak of darkness, velvet worms, bush crickets, and harvestmen emerge from their hiding places. Any ant straying from the relative safety of the trail will likely meet with an unfortunate end. The ants have subdued their rivals and achieved dominion over the clearing. As the competition withers, they will extend their territory in all directions, firmly establishing their agricultural empire. One day this colony will number in the millions.
How is the colony progressing?
The Queen is exhibiting interesting new behaviors. I believe the colony is beginning to adapt.
This small leafcutter colony has established a foothold in a clearing near the base of a tree. Their location provides prime access to lucrative harvesting grounds which have gone unchallenged for the past few weeks. However, unbeknownst to the ants, the peace is about to be broken. A scourge is drawing in. It will be here by morning. The workers have done all they can to improve these leaf stores. These rove beetle larvae pose a serious threat to the minim workers. They will need to be exterminated quickly. Waste is building up in the fungus gardens. The leaf cutters need to dig out a refuse dump. Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected. Several meters south of the nest, a legion of nomadic Eceton Berkeley army ants are preparing to march. They set up camp late last night, and will now conduct daily swarming raids on the surrounding areas until they see fit to move on. This humble leafcutter stronghold will soon lie directly in their path. This colony must remain small for now. Food is too scarce to support greater numbers. The army ants have arrived. They will sweep eastward, swarming everything they find. Larvae-filled ant colonies are particularly ripe for culling. Only a substantial defensive force with the right tools to repel the aggressors will be left alone. The leafcutters must prove to the invaders that they are more trouble than they are worth. Occasionally, scouts will head out from the swarm frontier in search of live prey for the horde. If they find anything of significance, they will call for reinforcements. A battalion of soldiers can respond in seconds. As dusk sets in, the army ant foraging activity begins to settle. The Aceton forces are reconvening to join a giant bivouac formed of their own bodies where they will wait out the night. For the Atters, this is the perfect opportunity to stockpile leaves. The jungle stirs. The sound of panicked arthropods running from danger can be heard throughout the leaf litter, and the antbirds are circling overhead. The swarm has returned. The battle has begun. leafcutters have been spotted by a scout. If it escapes, it will call for reinforcements. The Atta soldiers managed to prevent the enemy scout from returning to the swarm. The leafcutters have been spotted by a troop of army ant scouts. If any escape, they will call for reinforcements. The Atta soldiers managed to prevent the army ant scouts from returning to the swarm. The colony is starving. There's not enough food to feed the new brood. The workers have done all they can to improve these leaf stores. The battle has begun. After taking significant losses in their efforts to subdue the leafcutters, the swarm raiders have been pushed back. The leafcutters must press on to keep them at bay. An army ant scouting party has spotted the leafcutters. They must not be allowed to report back to the swarm. An enemy scouting troop has been overwhelmed by the Atta soldiers. leafcutters have been spotted by a troop of army ant scouts. If any escape, they will call for reinforcements. The Atta soldiers managed to prevent the army ant scouts from returning to the swarm. Against impossible odds, the soldiers of the Atta stronghold met the tyrannical intruders with ferocious defiance time and time again. Unable to break their lines and after tremendous losses, the army ant swarm has finally elected to move on. For the leafcutters, the ultimate trial is over.
I'm afraid we've ran out of time. It doesn't matter if the nest isn't perfect. Run the experiment, then clear out the specimens and bleach the equipment.
Yes, I know. I'm doing it.
And when you are finished here, I think we should have a word about your conduct around the laboratory.
I think we should have a word about your conduct around the laboratory.
What was that?
Nothing. Starting the experiment.
Good. Let me know when you have a result.
Okay, my little ants. This is it. The winner will have the privilege of joining me for the ultimate test, the real final experiment. The loser will be relegated to the waste disposal. The formicariums are connected. Let the war commence! I wonder which colony will strike first. The Ereptors finally meet. Interesting combinations. I wonder which is more effective. Our Ereptors are beating back their counterparts. Victory seems within their grasp. But what's this? Could it be the almighty hand of God? Ha! Excellent progress, my Ereptors. Strike at your nemesis. There can be only one. Quickly, my little Ereptors. You wouldn't want to be caught by the finger of death. Yes. Perfect! I knew my Ereptors would prevail. Now we can prepare for the real.
Have you finished yet?
Yes, our Ereptors have dominated the Formicarium.
Wonderful. I expect a full report by the end of the week. For now, you can start by clearing away. Make sure anything contaminated with that jelly goes straight to the incinerator.
Yes, very good. Jelly to the incinerator. The jelly is for my ants, and no one is going to take it away from you.